Hey everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be basically showing you how to use the new budget dashboard, the new budget spreadsheet. It is available on Google Sheet, not on Excel, and it is basically going to focus on the categories that I want you to have an idea on when you're looking at your budget. So category number 1 is your income. Category number 2 is future you. So are you dedicating money to your future self? Because the truth is you're not going to be working forever. So you need to make sure you have enough investment and retirement that are going to look after you financially. Category number 3 is high priority. So what are your high priority bills every single month? We fall into a trap of getting paid and then start spending without actually prioritizing our bills. So we need to know what are our high priority bills and how much do they cost. The most important thing is to take your income and minus your high priority bills, and then with whatever is left, look at what you're going to prioritize next. So we're also going to look at subscriptions. Sometimes we can have a lot of these, which can drain our money. So things like your gym, your Netflix, and all of that. Then debt, how much do you pay monthly on debt, minimum payments, variable expenses, and sinking funds. So these are the 7 categories that I want you to focus on when you are doing your budget. The most important one is obviously income. Sometimes you'll see that, okay, I've got too much expenses and not enough income. That means I have an income issue. Or I have enough income, I have okay expenses, but I'm spending too much on variable expenses like food and stuff. Then you have a budget issue or a strategy issue. So things like that are important to have an understanding, because you can't change what you don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. So it's important to know what are you working with. So this is a monthly budget. So at the bottom over here, as you can see that there are months: January, February, March, April, May, etc. What I love mostly about it is once you fill in your tracker for the month of January, and you have an overview of, okay, I received 30,000 this month. I spent 2,000 on future me, so I invested 1,000. The other 1,000 I put in a retirement annuity. I spent 11,500 Rand on high priority, so that could be like your rent, electricity, and whatever policy, funeral cover, whatever. Subscriptions, I have just Netflix. Debt, I pay 4,000 a month on my car, and maybe the other 1,000 on a credit card. And variable expenses, and yes, these are all designed by me. I love spreadsheets. So someone is asking on TikTok. I'm currently live on TikTok, guys, so sometimes I will pop in on TikTok just to see if I have any questions, and I'll answer them. And then you'll have a look and see how much you put on sinking funds. So sinking funds, basically how you calculate a sinking fund is by asking yourself, what is that big purchase that you want to make? So let's say, for example, you want to buy an iPad and it's 8,000 Rand. So then you're going to take that amount of money and divide it by the months you have left to buy that iPad. Let's say you want to buy the iPad for Christmas and you started this journey in February. So you technically have around 10 months to go, which means you are going to save 800 Rand a month to have 8,000 by Christmas to buy yourself an iPad. That is a sinking fund. It's taking baby steps to a bigger goal. So now what I love about this, it gives you an overview of where your money actually went. So now that's when you're going to ask yourself, am I prioritizing my future self? Because this is important. Future self is not just retirement and investment. Future self is also your life insurance, income protection, retrenchment protection, those kind of policies that you have in place that will protect you in the future in an event of like a disability or being diagnosed with an illness. Those have high costs. Sometimes medical aid does not cover everything. So having that kind of cover is important, because if future you had to get into an accident and lose your job and become disabled, you know that you have contributed into a disability cover that will cover your income. So that's basically future you. I think we should be having a high priority on this one over here, because it might not be in a risk situation, so it might not be life insurance, but to live a long and healthy life, you want to be able to afford it. You don't want to live long on debt. You want to live long and actually have enough money in your portfolio that pays you dividends, that you can take the growth from, and you can retire comfortably without black taxing your kids. Okay, so how you track your money is right here. So this goes all the way down. As you can see, there's enough space to do your tracking. I believe tracking every day if you are new to budgeting, but if you are not new to budgeting, then you can track every week. I personally track every week. I sit down on a Saturday and I look at how much I spent for the week on my app. If you swiped, I use cash a lot for groceries and things like that, but I only buy groceries once a week because I do my meal planning with my husband once a week, and I already have a receipt. So I would then double tap and put a date. So I'm going to go to January because I'm on a January tracker. Then I will put a date. Let's say, for example, I put the 12th. So what I want to show you is over here on the calendar. If we would look on the 12th, there's already just petrol, right? So now when I fill in and I say on the 12th, I spent 500 Rand at Checkers. And that is a variable expense. So now when I scroll and I look at my calendar, I can see what I spent my money on Tuesday, the 12th of January. I put some money in petrol and I put some money on a variable expense at Checkers. So this will auto-populate itself. Then once that is done, I just tick and get that out of the way. And when you do this every single day, it also gives you an option to challenge yourself to try and live below your means. I always recommend to my clients who are from a family of 3 like me, where it's just me, my husband, and my daughter, to try and spend 1,000 a week on food, totaling 4,000 a month. Just challenge yourself. I know it's not easy, but it's not wise to spend so much money on food. So just eat out once a week. And when I say eat out, I'm not saying a fancy restaurant. Like Skylar, my daughter, just loves pops from KFC. That means that we are just going to also probably get something at KFC or something at Spur. But our budget would not be like more than 500 Rand for the 3 of us. But that's hardly, like once a month we would eat out. We don't want to eat out all the time. I am lucky to have a husband who's a chef. So obviously it's a different situation, but he does make these nice meals if I'm craving like a nice steak and whatever. But try and challenge yourself to spend at least, depending on the size of your family. For us, it is like 1,000 a week, on food. And do your food budget weekly. You cannot budget monthly. That is not, it doesn't work. It absolutely does not work. You end up buying food every day because you always need something. So every week you sit down, you plan your meals, and it's going to be hard at first, but then it's going to get addicting because you're going to see how much money you have remaining. So you plan your meals, and then you decide what is it that you need to get according to what is not available in your pantry. All right, so this is the tracking section. So this is where you basically track. The calendar is auto-populated itself. This is where you'll see where you had a no-spend day, where you had a high-spend day, which is usually after payday. And this is an overview of where your money is going, and this is a clear indication of where your money is going, and this is how much is remaining from your income according to your spending. So this will tell you how much you have left as the weeks go. You kind of don't want to have so much money less remaining just off the payday, because that means then you're going to struggle throughout the month and you're going to end up using a credit card or relying on debt. So that is not the goal. And if it is like that currently, then we already know you have an income issue. You can enroll into my Wealth by Wisdom Academy, where I teach people how to make money online using digital products. Because that's how I end up leaving my job, because I learned how to make money online. So do not touch these. As you can see, there's a formula over there, so you don't want to mess with the formula. This is what you're going to be touching. Okay, so this is basically your daily setup. There's also a section for you to have a monthly focus over here, where you can set goals for the month. I'm a goal person. I don't know how people just go without setting goals. I have monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals. I am a goal person. At least have 3 goals that you want to set for yourself to be the best version. You don't want to be the same person you were last month. You always have to be striving to grow. So set goals, even if it's just 3 goals that you want to achieve for the month that are going to make you feel proud of yourself. So one of the other goals, I'm just going to untick this. As you can see, that also populates itself to show you how much you have to go. But let's say, for example, you want to save 2,000 on your emergency fund. One of the other goals that I do want to achieve is to drink enough water. So you can put that as a big goal, but now it's very vague. It's not smart. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not specific, measurable, achievable, etc., etc. It's just a vague, I just want to drink enough goal. What does that mean though? So now that's when we're going to move on to our habits. Let me just turn the camera a bit. That's when you're going to move to our habits over here, where, let me just untick that, where I could actually change this to drink so daily water, and I can just go 2 liters. Now I'm being specific, and I can break it down more, where I can go drink 1 glass each hour or something like that. That's more measurable. So you kind of want to be very specific and set yourself up for success. And once you achieve these goals, you just tick just like that. And the graph is just showing you how much you have to go. So for my 5 goals that I'm going to set, or 6 goals, that I'm going to set for the month, I have 66% to go. So my goal is to tick all of these boxes depending on the goals that I've set. If you're working in an environment that is target driven, I am self-employed, so I set my own targets. I could just say, I want to see, let's say 10 clients this month. Like, you're actually setting your own targets, and then you break them down. So 10 clients equals, so if we divide that by 4 weeks, what is that? 3, 6, 9, 12. So it's around like 2-3 clients a week. So then you're going to be like, I want to see a client Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then I have a Thursday to just do all the admin. Friday is my rest. As someone who's self-employed, it's very important for me to create a structure that will work for me so I don't burn out. So you can create goals according to your workplace. And if you hate your job, it's okay. Remember, God wants us to work as if we are employed by Him. So just focus on that, and God will bless you with something better one day. So just set targets that are going to make you be the best version and stand out, and do well in everything that you actually touch, because once you start operating in that mindset of being the best, you start naturally manifesting it. It starts becoming a reality of everything that is good is happening to you. So setting goals has really helped me. Another goal I want to set for myself here is to work out daily, but that's just a monthly section. Okay, now let's move into our savings. So these are how the savings look. You're going to get 7 trackers over here. So there's 7 in total. And the trackers are going to be named savings 1 up until 7. So I want you to rename them yourselves according to your own goals. So as you can see, I've already got Christmas over here. I can name the other one as, let's say, school fees. I like being ahead on school fees. So during the year, I save for school fees, and then at the end of the year, by January, I pay for my daughter's school fees cash. And then I start saving for the following year again, because I don't like monthly payments. I don't like a lot of debit orders. So that is just one of my savings trackers. You can put here emergency fund on the 3rd savings. Emergency. Okay, so this is what you'll touch, what I just updated according to you. You can put your kids' names. If you have kids, you can just put kid number 1, kid number 2, kid number 3, or whatever it is. You are saving for a new car. You are saving for a bond for a home. Whatever it is, you're going to then rename it. The reason why we name our savings, it's because it creates that psychology effect where if you take money from your savings, you are taking money from that specific thing. So for example, if I am saving for a house, a home for my children, when I take money from there to go out with friends or something else that is not, got nothing to do with the kids or the house, then I am taking a home away from my kids. And psychologically, you don't want to be in that position where you're going to feel miserable after using that money. So you end up just leaving it. So you have to give it a name. Don't just call it savings. If you have a savings right now and you just call it savings, then it's time for you to rename it and give it a proper name. Okay, now another thing that you are going to be amending on the budget tracker is the goal, because we all have different goals. I wouldn't know how much is your savings goal. So if we go to school fees, for example, my daughter's school fees is 38,000 Rand. Okay. How much I have saved, you do not touch this part over here. As you can see, there's a formula. How much is left to save, you do not touch it. As you can see, there's a formula. You're just going to fill in the goal. Then at the bottom here, this is where you're going to update it monthly, how much you have saved. So if I double tap under date, the calendar will pop up. Then I'm going to put, okay, today is the 24th. And in Skylar's school saving, I have put, let's say, for example, 10,000 in the savings challenge. So now, technically, I have saved 10,200 Rand, which means I have 27,800 Rand to go. This is how you update your tracker. Let's say, for example, in December, I'm expecting a bonus or a brand. I'm working with a brand and I know that they're going to pay out around end of October. So when they do pay out, and let's say the work was 20,000 Rand for a video, a paid promoted video on both TikTok and Instagram. So now I put this 20,000 and I've got 7,800 Rand to go. So now I'm on track. I physically can see how much I have to go. I am motivated. I take that 7,800 Rand and I divide it by the months to go, which is, it would be November, December, and then you have to pay end of Jan. So technically 3 months. And if I do the calculation using my actual calculator right now, let's go 7,800 divided by 3 months, I technically have to save 2,600 Rand a month. So 2,600 Rand in November, in December, and then in Jan. And my school fees goal will be completed. And then I can pay my daughter's school fees and not have to worry about it for an entire year. So that's how you use your savings tracker. And if you have a look down over here, this is just a nice glimpse of all the trackers together, and this is also auto-populated. As you can see, I did not update this. It updated on its own, and I'll do a little example for you. As you can see here, savings 4, is 500 Rand. So if I go to savings 4 right now and I change it to, let's say, honeymoon. Okay, let's say my husband and I want to take a honeymoon because we still haven't taken a honeymoon because financially we cannot afford it right now, which is perfectly fine. It's not a priority for now. Our goal is to pay off debt, but we'll go into that shortly. So now for the honeymoon, the goal, let's say it is 6,000 as written over here. And we have 3,000. Oops. See, I should not have touched this. Look, I've messed up everything. So if you do end up touching it, just go Control Z, or if you have a Mac, go Command Z. So I'm going to do that now. And okay, now it's back to normal. So I scroll down, double tap, pick a date. So I'm going to pick today's date and I'm going to put 3,000 Rand. So now it says in total, I have saved 3,500 Rand and I have 2,500 Rand to go. And also when you scroll down here, it has updated itself, honeymoon, 3,500 Rand. In total, I have saved 35,400 Rand in my savings, but 600 Rand of that is for Christmas. 30,000 of that is for school fees. 200 for that is for an emergency fund. And 3,500 Rand is for honeymoon. So this is how you keep track of your savings and you give it a name. If you want the tracker, it's linked on my bio. And for you on YouTube, if you want the tracker, it is below on the description box. And I've also got a discount code for 15% off. Okay, so that is savings. Now I'm going to move on to annual tracker and then we will do debt lost. I love the annual tracker because you'll get to see where your money is going annually. So this is nice by the end of June. You start having a bit of an understanding of, okay, my high income month was this one. If you're on a salary, then chances are your income is the same, but you sometimes get bonuses, or you're going to get a stokvel payout if you're playing stokvels, or if you are in a incentive sales industry, you get, those incentives that come in here and there, and you update that, and then you can kind of keep track. Now, as you can see, the currency over here is dollars. If you don't use dollars, then you can change it. So how do you change it? We change it on the debt setup over here. So if I move the dashboard, and as you can see here, the currency is on dollars. Now all you do is just remove dollars and put an R, or whatever your currency is. For me, it's an R. And I want you to have a look here. As you can see, the dollars. Oh gosh. Sorry about that. But yeah, now it just changed to Rand. So easy as that. You don't have to change it individually. So now let's go back to the annual tracker. So it's now in Rands because I'm in South Africa and we use Rands. This is your annual overview of everything. You do not touch a single thing here. You're just going to use it to give you a bit of a glimpse of where your money is going every single month according to your spending and to how much is coming in. This is important to have an idea of how much is coming in and how much is going out. Now you can make changes according to what you want to prioritize. I sit down with clients every day. Today, I literally had 4 meetings back to back, and most of them, only one was okay, but that's because it was our second session. But all 3 of the other clients have no idea where their money is going. We had to literally break down every single cent. So now you're also going to have an annual overview of how much you spent in January, how much you spent in February. But there's some context with all of this, of course. If you have a look and see that you spent too much in January compared to March, chances are it's because it was back to school. You had to get uniforms and you spent too much in December. We all know how South Africa feels about December. They love the festive season. Then also with your debt payments, this is going to track how much you are paying on debt monthly. And this is not just minimum payments, hey? If you are attacking debt and if you want help with attacking debt, you can reach out. I have a one-on-one session option as well. But that one is a paid session, a debt attack session. But if you want to attack debt and you want to pay an extra 1,000 a month or extra whatever you can, again, depending on how much you receive, it would be nice to see here an overview of how much I actually paid this year on debt monthly. And also it will be nice to see that go down, because maybe you were attacking debt in the first few months and then you started paying off your debt. Like my other client has paid off her Truett, she paid off her Rage, she paid off her Woolworths, and she paid off another store card, the TFG, and now she's only left with her credit card. So she paid off 5 debts. So now when she looks at her overview of how much she used to spend a month on debt compared to what she's going to spend this month, because there's no more Truett, Rage, TFG, and can't even remember, Woolworths, there's no more those ones. That means she's going to spend less this month on debt, which is the goal, because that's going to increase your net worth. That is a video of another time, but I have a full video on YouTube talking about your net worth. A lot of us define wealth with property or with handbags, or when you see someone driving a specific car, you quickly think they are wealthy. Chances are some of them are wealthy. Some of them are literally in so much debt. And I say that because I meet a lot of clients and they are living a dream life according to the physical eye. But because I have the behind the scenes, I know they are drowning in debt. So you don't want to define wealth because of the material things that you see. You want to define wealth by lowering your liabilities, lowering who you owe. Don't owe too much. Don't owe too much people. And increasing how much you own. Increasing this category over here. Future self. This one is the most important category. Your investments, your retirements, things that are going to benefit you, not benefit the bank. The bank is charging you 20% on interest, but you'll never see that on the money that you are saving in the bank. So you need to put your money where you will see good interest come in. So that is your future self. So again, you're going to have a glimpse of how much you are putting into your future self. You're going to kind of have an idea of what your net worth is like, and you're going to stop naturally challenging yourself to increase this and decrease debt. Also, it will show you how much you saved monthly on your sinking funds. I explained sinking funds. It's taking baby steps to get to the big goal. So whatever the big goal is, maybe you want to buy a car, maybe you're wanting to buy an iPad or a MacBook or whatever it is. You don't want to have to buy it with a store card. You don't want to have to use your full bonus. So you can save every single month and then buy yourself whatever that big purchase is. You don't have to deprive yourself or put yourself in debt to live a life in luxury. You just need a plan. So sinking funds help with that. They've helped me. I have a MacBook. I am currently using an iPhone 15. None of it is financed by Vodacom. I have a Smeg kettle. I've always wanted that. I did a 5,000 Rand challenge and I tracked it. I showed it on Instagram where I was saving money every single day to help me save 5,000 Rand to buy a Smeg kettle and an air fryer. So when someone comes in here, they think, whoa, Norma, you are so rich. You have a Smeg kettle, air fryer, you have a MacBook. Literally, I had to put money into sinking funds to do that. This will help you live a life of luxury in a budget, and that's okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of about that. It is smart money moves. We'll also show you how much you spend on your high priority bills and your variable expenses. Variable expenses are things that change month to month. So like your food, like petrol. So those kind of expenses, they're not always exactly the same. Sometimes you spend more, sometimes you spend less. This is what you use to also challenge yourself to spend less. We used to do it with our electricity, where we'll turn off the geyser and turn it on when we're going to use it. Things like that. It will help us save with electricity. With food, we would go on like a fast, like fast meat for the week or things like that, and not have meat, and then it's going to help us not buy too much meat. Okay, let me just turn on the camera again. Yeah, so we would challenge ourselves, me and my husband, of what are we going to fast this month so that we are not spending too much money. We'd fast eating out. For me, sometimes I wouldn't do my hair, so I would have braids that are going to last me like 2 months. That means I don't need to go to the salon every single month. Sometimes I would do my nails, like my toenails, and not do them the following month. So just things like that. Variable expenses is how you can challenge yourself to spend less. And then lastly, subscriptions. Some of us don't need every single subscription. Some of you are paying for gym and you don't use it. Some of you have all the TV show subscriptions. So you have DSTV, then you have, what's the other one? Showmax, then you have Disney Plus, then you have Apple TV, then you have this one and this one and this one. It's a lot. Even YouTube, it's a lot. So just do an audit, like audit your finances. Ask yourself, do I really need this? And pick one, you know. Am I still going to the gym, or I can just use YouTube to do home workouts? I'm talking to myself here. I literally had to make a decision to cancel my gym membership and work out at home. I bought 2 dumbbells, actually 2 sets, so 4 dumbbells, lighter and heavy, and I work out at home using some YouTube videos, and it has saved me money. Okay, now let's have a look at the debt attack dashboard. So this one, you only fill in the white section, right? Like this one here. As you can see, there's the grayed out part. You do not touch them because you're going to mess with the formulas. So let's make a small example. Let's say, for example, and as you can see over here, it's all empty and it's also grayed out. So don't touch. So don't touch all of this. It's going to populate itself. The only things you do touch is the white sections. Okay. So let's say the title of your debt is a F&B personal, let's make it all capitals. Personal loan. Let's say that's what you have, a F&B personal loan. How much do you owe F&B? Let's say I owe F&B 120,000. Okay, so I owe F&B 120,000 Rand. As you can see, nothing has changed over here. Things change once you update your interest rate. So let me show you what I mean by that. So minimum payment, let's say, for example, it is 2,300 Rand. Now, the most important thing you need to know is out of this 2,300 Rand, how much is actually going to my balance and how much is actually going to the interest. Because once you know that, everything changes, everything makes sense. What I want you to see before I move on to the interest rates is over here, I've added a extra payment option. So currently I've put 500 Rand. You can change this. So it says here, payment from rollover is 2,800 Rand. So it's taking how much you actually paid plus the 500 Rand. So if I had to go back here and change the extra that I put it into this personal loan every single month and make it 1,000 Rand, as you can see, now it has changed to 3,300 Rand. That's why I said don't touch the grade sections. They will auto-populate themselves. So now let's add the interest. Dun, dun, dun. Let's say, for example, the interest is, 22.5%. 22.5%. Okay, so already, which is so sad, you can see that you owe 120,000, you are paying 2,300 Rand. Interest is 22%. 2,250 of that is going to just interest, which means only 50 Rand is going into the balance. So how long is that going to take you? Like forever. That's why it is important to add an extra every single month. It's important to attack every single month. And it's showing you here that if it's going to take you 206 months, which paying 50 Rand, which is take you 206 months, you're going to end up paying 463,000 Rand on just interest. So paying an extra is what's going to get you out of that situation. You don't want to pay just the minimum only. Okay, so this is basically your debt section, but this is not a debt spreadsheet. There is a debt spreadsheet only if you are on a debt attack journey. I recommend getting that spreadsheet, and it comes with a free course. A 2-part course showing you how to use the spreadsheet with actual numbers and scenarios and examples as well. This one is great for just tracking everything to know where your money is going every single month, so every month, and also having that annual overview. But if you are in the trenches, deep in debt, then this budget is not for you. I would recommend using the other one, and I can actually show you the other one. So let's open my Google Sheets. As you can see, I have a lot of trackers because I meet a lot of clients and I do their budget for them as well. Tracker, this is what my husband and I are using. As you can see, it has our names there, Norms, me, and KB, Dabelo, my husband. At the bottom over here, it has a watch instruction video, which is going to be attached for the other spreadsheet for this one as well. At the bottom over here, you can open this one and watch an actual video that's showing you how to set up this debt spreadsheet. And then you have your bills tracker tab. So if I click at the bottom over here, this is where you're going to put your income, you're going to put your needs, your debts, and your want as well. And at the top over here, it's going to show you how much is your income minus your needs, your income minus your debt, and how much is remaining after everything. The spreadsheets are linked on my profile. So if you click on my linked tree, you'll see the spreadsheet. And for a discount code, it's going to be on YouTube. I don't know how to type here on TikTok, so it's going to be on YouTube, the discount code of 15%. Then at the bottom over here, as you can see on the debt setup, I've got the personal loan, I've got the balance. The interest is 29%. This is our loan, guys. It's so sad. And I'm not ashamed to tell you guys, I talk about personal finance. I wish personal finance was normalized to talk about, because a lot of us wouldn't be in these situations. But now I've learned so much, and I'm on my journey of getting out of this much of debt and building wealth. And I'm hoping to help as much as I can with the people who obviously follow me and watch my content. But basically, the most important thing you want to know when it comes to your debt is this over here. The title, who do you owe? Who do you owe? How much do you owe them? What's the interest on that? How much do they require from you monthly? and how much actually goes to debt. Once you have an overview and understanding of that, you will then go down to this here, this debt calculator. So if I open it over here, now this is going to show you on that personal loan that you populated there, the balance is here. Out of your interest and your minimum payment, your actual payment is this right here. So for example, with this loan of 281,000 Rand, 29%, 7,600 Rand as a minimum payment, 700 Rand only is going into debt. This makes me sick to my stomach. My LinkedIn profile is Nomazdiary, which is my full name. Nomazdiary. Search Nomazdiary on LinkedIn. I will pop up. So this is literally showing you that, oh my goodness, I'm paying 7,600 Rand a month and only 789 Rand is going to this balance. The rest is interest. Basically, I am just making the bank rich. Now I have a game plan with every single stock file that pays out, with every single bonus that I get. If I start a side hustle, with every single profit that I make, I am attacking my loan so I can get out of this, because the lower the capital, the lower the balance, the more you are going to pay into your balance, and the less you're going to pay into interest. Let's scroll down a little bit now. Now this one here is what's going to show you how long it will take you if you just pay minimum payment. So with this loan over here, if we go with the snowball method, obviously if I click snowball here, it's going to show me if you pay with a credit card, it's going to take you only 4 months, and 979,000 of that will be interest. But if you go with the avalanche method, you can also, on the drop down button over here, you can just choose your strategy. And let's say we're going with the avalanche, that means you are going with the debt with the highest interest first. And as you can see, it's automatically swapped it for me to show me, okay, if I pay off this first, I'm going to end up paying this amount on interest. But now this doesn't make sense when we're looking at it in a numbers perspective. If I go with the snowball method, I only pay 976,000 Rand. 979 Rand on interest on the FNB credit card. So it only makes sense to go back to the snowball method, which is paying the debt with the smallest balance first. Avalanche method is paying the debt with the highest interest first. So we're going to go with the snowball method for this situation over here. Interest that I will pay is 979 Rand in total. Not bad. After 4 months, so by January, this should be out of the way. Then we take that amount of money that we are paying over here as a minimum payment, which is 1,000 Rand that I've been paying on the credit card, and we roll it over to the next debt, which is the personal loan. But this is how my clients achieve their goals. This is how they pay off their debt quickly, because once you pay off the one debt, you do not have extra money. You take that minimum payment and you roll it over to the next debt, and then you pay off that debt. Now you take those 2 minimum payments and you roll them over to the next debt. So now personal loan, if I go with that method, I'll end up paying 131,000 on just interest. Now we obviously don't want this. So this over here is what I don't want. I'm not born. God didn't bring me here to make the bank rich. I need to make myself rich. So I'm going to use whatever extra income I have to attack that balance, because once the balance drops, so let's go back to the bills tracker and let's update the balance owing. Let's say, for example, we do this for 6 months and the balance drops to like 100K. Wait, before I show you when the balance drops, let me first show you again. This is the balance, 29%. That's the minimum payment of 6,700 Rand, and the actual interest is 6,800 Rand, right? But when this drops, the capital drops. So 1,000. Let's say it drops to 100,000. When it's like 100,000 now, look what happens. So the interest is still the same, the minimum payment is still the same, but now the interest is no longer 6,800 Rand. The interest is now 2,400 Rand. This is what you want to achieve, because it means now 5,000 of what you are paying is going to the balance. Now you're going to start seeing the momentum. So if we go back to the dates calculator, look at now the interest. The interest went from 130,000 Rand that you would pay to make the bank rich to 15,000. The bank does not like this. The bank hates this. They will reach out to you and say, hey, we are offering you another loan, or we are offering you a bigger, what is the word that I'm looking for? Like a bigger credit on your credit card. Like they're going to want to increase everything for you, because they are realizing that, oh my gosh, we're not going to make as much money as we thought we're going to make. So wait, you can actually get another loan. You can increase your credit limit. Oh, that's the word I was looking for, a credit limit. So they don't want that. They don't want that, because what I want you to focus on is growing your wealth. That's what I want you to focus on. Removing debt and growing wealth, because that's going to grow your net worth. That's going to give you freedom to live the life you want, freedom to one day plan a trip to Italy for a week and not have to worry about a credit card or how much money you have, because your money has worked for you. Okay, so these are the 2 spreadsheets that have launched today. They are available now. And maybe what I can show you before I go is how some of my clients are building wealth. So I'm a financial advisor, but that's not my end all be all. I love it because it does mean I offer my clients more. If I see a gap, I have a lot of clients with children, and if they want to have, life insurance and educator policies and stuff, I'm able to give them advice and help them with that. But first and foremost, I am a budget coach, and I am a person who really believes South Africa needs help when it comes to personal finance. Yes, it does come with the tabs below. Okay, so let me log into my book. This is my book. This is how much I manage as a financial advisor. I just want to make sure that I'm hiding my clients' names. So as you can see, that's my full name, Nomazdiary. And as you can see, that's how much assets I am managing for my clients, over 3 million. Close to 4 million. I'm currently talking to other clients who are going to be investing some money with me, which is nice. And in total, I have 57 clients. Most of the money is made from a classic investment plan. So those are basically your long-term investments. Then I've got some pensions over there, some retirement. So this is mostly where people put their money. It's also where I recommend, as well as endowments, because it helps you not have to declare with SARS. But unit trust, if you have a unit trust, your financial advisor should tell you how a unit trust works. With a unit trust, it has no beneficiaries, so you cannot add beneficiaries on a unit trust. And also with a unit trust, once you make interest, so once you make money growth, which is why you're investing in the first place, of over 23,800 Rand, anything you make more than that, you have to declare with SARS, and you have to pay that, because you don't want to have penalties and things like that. So I don't really recommend unit trusts unless they are really small. So as you can see how small it is, I have clients who put 1,000 a month on unit trust, just because they feel like if they save in a bank, they have access to it and they end up using it. So they rather save in a unit trust, and if they need it, it is still accessible with me, but it takes 3 to 5 business days. So it's not like they can just transfer the money now and go out. You know what I mean? They have to like fill in a form that I will sign, they sign, and then I withdraw the funds for them. But this is a way for them to just save and not have access to the money. Okay, so I'm going to show you one of my clients' portfolios, and I want to do my best to hide their name. Let me see. Let me just move you a little bit to over here. And so I've diversified her money. So I'm going to open just this one, the 122,000 Rand, because I never put all your eggs in one basket. So I've diversified her investments. I'm just going to open this one over here. So if we go view, let me see. Okay, her name is now gone. Perfect. So if you have a look at the corner over there, it says I opened this portfolio on the 30th of April. So we can't even count April. So technically I opened it on the 1st of May. So basically it's been May, June, July, August, and it's going to be 5th month in September, on the 30th of September. But what I want to show you is out of her money that she put in on the 30th of April, she put in 100. So when I diversified it, I put 110,000 at the beginning of May here. Already her money has made, how much is this? Oops. So 110,000, and currently she has 122,802 minus 110. She has made 12,882 Rand in 4 months. Which bank will do that? Show me. Like, see, take a screenshot and show me. With 110,000, keep it there for 4 months and tell me how much it made you. And this fund over here, it's only going to mature in 5 years. So she just opened it now. Okay, I'm going to close it now because I don't want to share too much sensitive information. But we can do one-on-ones and I'll go through all the portfolios with you. I don't mind sharing at all. So basically with her money maturing in 5 years, so 2030, I am so excited to see how much would it be on. I review with my clients every single anniversary. So on the 30th of April 2026, I'm excited to see how her money is done in 12 months, if already it's done so well in 4 months. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I am now out of here. I know you guys enjoy these things because it's exciting to talk about money. It's exciting to find someone who talks about money and who shares and who's making you think and want to take action today for your money as well. So I know, but Skylar, my daughter, is home. I need to go and try and spend some time with her. And I've been fasting the entire day, so I'm going to do some praying now and then break my fast with a nice